So welcome everybody. So good to have you all here. The message here is very simple, but very radical. In that there's just what's happening. Just this. Exactly as it's happening right now. There's no past. There's no future. There's actually not even a present. There's just this. Because how long is the present moment? Right? You can't identify how long the present is. Unpin-downable. And it turns out that this is all that's ever been. There's only been whatever's happening. There's actually never been a past. Look now. See if you can find a past here. And same for the future. Future has never been found. Nobody's got the future. And this, what is going nowhere. This never moves. It's always been this. And you can think back to all your experiences. What do they all have in common? Every experience you've ever had didn't always take place here and didn't always take place now. When is it not here and now? So you're already, I could say, in the now or are the now. So there's no getting to the now. And it's Nkosi always says there's no journey to now, no journey. You've never not experienced the now. Even a thought of the past can happen now. A thought of an imaginary future happen now. So this or the now was never born. Everything's born in time, has a beginning and end. The body has a beginning, it'll have an end. Everything, every appearance has an expiration date, a start date and an end date, except for one thing, this, here, now. Ever fresh. And yet it's no particular thing. There's nothing you can point to and say, ah, now I got it. This is what this is. No can do. So this is an open meeting. You're all welcome to participate. If you have any comments, questions, please feel free to unmute and jump in. And silence is just as much this as talking. Meaning there's not more this somewhere else or less this somewhere else. That's all in imagination. So all expressions are this, every expression, whatever it is. Confusion is this, just as much as clarity is this. They're both equally this. All stories are this. This right now speaking is this speaking. This listening to itself. There's no other here. Everything's a perfect expression of this, regardless of how it looks. The coffee stain in the sink is a perfect expression of this. And that's what we don't really suspect. It's like, no, it can't be the dirt, not the dust, the walls. Flushing the toilet? Really? All is this. Doesn't leave it.
Nothing.
Yeah,
That nothing can escape it.
exactly.
Nothing. It
Exactly.
includes absolutely everything.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny, Shirley, how me can't hear that though. Like me acts like it's an exception to everything.
Me can only see up. Oh, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. Me can only see objects. Whereas this is eternity,
Mhm.
deathless.
Yeah, deathless, unborn.
Yeah, yeah.
But this can't be got there through thought. You can't think your way to this. The mind will never get this.
It's so easily overlooked. It's so easily overlooked when you see a world of objects. If you consider yourself to be an object, then that's all you see, and so your whole world becomes a world of objects, and that is exactly what is not real.
And,
It's go ahead.
well, I was just going to say, and think how hard you've tried to capture the perfect object that would bring you happiness. So hard. The clue is that it never works.
The suffering is very telling.
Yeah. Oh, beautiful. Oh, I love that. Yeah, the experience here was that I couldn't put my finger on it, but something was off. Something felt wrong. You know, it was off. I wasn't, life didn't work the way I thought it did, but I couldn't figure out how it did work.
Yeah.
Peter, you got to unmute.
That the off that you refer to was this too, or is this too?
Yeah, the illusion of other. That's the, in a way, that's all me's religion, is actually the religion of other.
we we think that what is real is only object, so we really see the unreality only through the eyes, through objects. But the truth, the reality is formless, so it's invisible. You cannot see it, touch it, kill it, bomb it, nuke it. You cannot. It's deathless, it's eternal. And this is what we cannot see. Our eyes are trained only to see objects and not the formless. And this speaks of only the formless, of what we cannot see, about what we never considered to be real.
Right.
It's hidden in plain sight.
Exactly. Yeah, this, that's right in front of you. Everything that's right in front of you right now. Everything is exactly as it's happening. the taking a sip of tea, right? I got my favorite chamomile tea here. This is God.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's not really invisible. It is invisible, but it's also visible. It's also visible as all the things, as everything.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. It encompasses absolutely everything.
Can't get away. Can't get away.
No. No.
No escape.
No.
Wait a second. Are you guys saying duality and non-duality are not two?
Yeah, deal with it.
No.
Exactly right. So duality and non-duality are not two. It just looks that way. It's how the senses work. It's how the thinking mind works. It has to work in limitation. It has to reduce the infinite to the finite so it can turn it into a sentence or a story.
Well, because it's already looking for it somewhere else. Let me find it in this next sentence, or the next story, or the next object, or the next ... Me is looking for it, but it's only here. So me is shutting it down. No, okay, it's not this, but I can find it in the next this. Imagine some other thing. It's a crazy game, right? Meanwhile, back at the ranch, there's this all the time. Already it's just this, there's nothing else. And me is busy with its own game, my own, like I'm playing a game with myself, not this, whatever's showing up, objects, an experience, and it's not this, so I'm looking for another this. Busy playing that game.
Looking for another this. That's funny.
Yeah. That's imagined. There is no other this. It's crazy. Somebody should tell me.
And there's no other this.
Join the party.
Yeah, and the illusory me will go to its feeling and say, well, I know this isn't it. Why? Because it doesn't feel like it. That's my proof. It doesn't feel like this should feel. Like the me would know. Like the me knows how life should be.
Well, it's not noticed that the me, it really doesn't need any proof. Proof really isn't the point. Me already assumes that it's not this. That is what me is. Me is already the assumption, this energy of, nope, not this. That's the separation. It's already an assumption. It's just a feeling of, yeah, something wrong, something missing here. And so that's the experience. And then it's looking, it's already saying, no, not this, it's not this. There's a problem here. There's something missing here. And I'm on the chase to find what's missing. I'm going to fix this, have this other experience, this other this. That's going to be, but again, it's just a game. It's just only playing with itself when it has nothing to do with what's here, which is just this. The me's problems are not here, not what's happening, not what is. And the me is filling this whole room, this whole experience with my story of how this isn't this, how it's not quite this, not this enough, you know, or whatever. It's not the right this. It's not the, it's a broken this, and it needs, and I'm going to fix it. I need to fix it with the next experience. It's like on a, well, that's the journey. That's the journey of me, but we already said there isn't any journey.
And you'll find a teacher who will give you the tools, and then you'll get better and better. And if you use the tools right and long enough, then you'll get there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what journey, what path, what method, what teaching are you going to use to get yourself here now?
Well, you know, that's a good question. You know, I'm quote more here now than I've ever been, I would say, relatively speaking. And I mean, but there has been like a path. I mean, I come to these meetings, or I appear at these meetings, however it works. And this is, I would say, for me, as I am in this meeting, I ponder this during the week, and you know, I grow from this meditation, yoga, all my spiritual practices that I do. So I think there is a place to do the practices. Though I get you never, it's only getting back to where you started. It may be that, but there is a path, as opposed to, I think this thing just, I know sometimes I hear this like, well, then what, people just sit and do nothing and get it? I'm getting all confused now. So
You did so well, Don.
What?
Last time you did so well. You were channeling Nkosi last time, and Nkosi wasn't here, I think, and so Don was channeling you.
Well, this is what's happening now, right?
Yeah, I kind of want to echo what Don was saying as well. I feel like that because it's, if everything is this, and we get tools or come to this, you know, this meeting, and because of the messages, the meeting, we become more this or more what's already there. But it's like Don said, if we, because we have a mind, and if we go into the me and stories, it's wonderful to have tools to help us bring us back to where we already are, if you will. So I feel the same way. I feel like these meetings and meditation, and there are things that help us get back to, per se, where we already are. And you can say that's this too. And so anyway, I feel the same way as Don, that these meetings, when I get done with these meetings, I always feel whatever the thisness is, to me, it's amplified significantly. And so there is a before and after effect. And I know that flies a little bit in the face of the more strict well, I shouldn't say that. I don't know what it is. I just know that that's my experience. So I just wanted to share that as well.
Yeah, it's perfect, Alan. That's just this expressing. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
Nkosi, welcome.
Hi, hello, Michael. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
I posted some excerpts from your wonderful video with Charles, and maybe you could say a few words about all objects, everything is saying there's just this.
Well, what seems to be objects, they are already nameless. So they may be just a projection or labels that appear, imaginary labels, You know, like when you're watching, right now, maybe you're watching what is called a screen. Actually, it's not a screen, but there may seem to be a label that is coming up from the knowledge in the memory that says it's a screen, but it's not a screen, it's nothing. So everything is nothing, you know, everything is nameless. So in a way, when what seems to be objects are seen, they are not saying anything at all. In a way, it may seem as if they are saying there's just this. There's no more than this. There's no less than this, just this. So I don't know how to put it in a, you know, in the right way, but yeah, I may say everything is saying the same thing, or everything is not saying anything. So everything is beautiful just the way it is, because everything is nothing. What seems to be names, they are not even there. They're just a projection, but nobody's projecting anything. It's just what seems to be imagined in this, that there is a cat, a wall, a dog, you know. But really, what seems to be a dog doesn't know that it's a dog. It's your own projection, or it's a projection that seems to be coming up. It says, oh, it's a dog, it's a fridge, this is a tree. But everything is nothing already. Everything is already nameless. So everything is aliveness appearing. In a way, everything seems to be like shining and always new, because there's no past, there's no future, and there's no present. There's just this. So everything is beautiful just the way it is. There's no good or bad here. So anything may appear, because this is has no limitation. It is no limitation. There may be seeking that seems to be happening, practice that seems to be happening, but nobody's doing it. It's just what seems to be happening. Nobody's practicing, nobody's seeking, nobody's getting it, nobody is not getting it. It's just what's happening. And what seems to be happening has no why. It's just what's happening. There is no real doer here. So there is no doer that can eventually collapse, because what seems to be a doer is already not there. So there may seem to be a noticing that seems to be happening, to be coming up, but nobody's noticing. Maybe a noticing that all there is this, and there's no individual. An individual has never existed. In the midst of talking as if there is a real individual, it doesn't really exist already. I can say it's just everything talking or nothing talking. And this doesn't know anything, because there's nobody here to know or understand anything. And this isn't talking to anybody. It's just talking happening. What seems to say, oh, it's talking to me. It's just what's happening. There's no real person here who's listening. It's just listening happening and talking happening. And nobody can get anything because there is already nobody here. There may be a resonance, but even that resonance doesn't belong to anyone. It's just resonance. So everything is this, and everything seems to be saying the same thing, that all there is this. There's nobody to say anything here. There's nobody to know anything, to understand anything, to get anything. And there is no one to be misled. No one can ever be misled here. So a head movement, a blinking happening, smiling, giggling, waiting, looking, pondering. It's just what's happening. Nobody's doing it. It's just what is. Waiting. Nobody's waiting to get anything here. It's just waiting, appearing. So everything is okay. And here there is that sense of okayness with everything, with everyone. Because what seems to be everyone is just this. So this, in a way, seems to be okay with itself. Even when there may seem to be an imaginary separate self that says, I'm not okay, that's okay too. Because everything is an expression of this. And this is nothing that seems to appear as everything. So thoughts are just thoughts appearing. They are appearing from nothing. Thoughts don't belong to anyone. Thoughts are this. Thoughts are just disappearing. So it's okay. Everything is beautiful. Everything is. Yeah, that's what seems to be coming up. Yeah.
Beautiful. And so that's why we talk about there's no escape from this. If all is this, If you turn right, you're going to meet this. If you turn left, you're going to meet this. If you say, oh, I'm so mad at this, I'm just furious, that's this too. This has no rules. Everything is allowed to express. It's already this before you even open your mouth or think a thought.
But where did this strong sense of me come from? And why from everything would a strong sense of me arise?
What if there was no reason? If it just happened like that?
I don't know if I'm wrong or right in this, but what if that sense of me arose because we considered ourselves to be the body, which is the first deception. So that would be separation. The thought that we're the body and not this formless eternal self.
So,
Any answer to the why is a story the mind desperately is seeking, because the mind doesn't want to live not knowing, and it will continue to seek the answers, and they're all stories.
You know, the answer to why did it arise? Why has it arisen like this? Why is it arising like that? And where did it come from? Well, that's the same answer to everything. Why is this arising? And where is this coming from? Anything you see, your hat, the laptop, where is this coming from? It's all the same, arising. And the question, where is it coming from and why is it here? Well, when you get the answer, you'll have the answer to everything, but I don't, probably you're not going to find the answer because it's not arising, whatever, and it's not here. There's only this, which is everything. It's nothing arising. There is appearance. The appearances are arising. The appearance of dawn, the appearance of a question, and dawn asking a question, and looking for an answer. That's arising. That's this, and it's arising as that thing, just as the laptop and or in my case, and the Zoom meeting, and everything. But it's not arising. It's appearing to. It's the appearance, and we can, billions and billions of appearances and stories that we can tell about how they're appearing and why, and where are they going and where they come from. And the stories may be interesting, but they're not going to explain anything because it's not happening. This is it. Anyway, this is as good as I can do on a Wednesday night. But there's an arising of a dawn, a me, who really is feeling like I need to know the answer to this question, and I'm going to, there's something that is going to come to me if I get the answer. Well, that's an interesting arising. But
maybe the me feels that there is some kind of relief when we have an answer. Then there is a temporary resting point, right? And then the next answer of the next question, of course, pops up. Like I think the children keep asking, but why? And then the parent says, because of this. And then the kid goes, but why that? So.
Yeah, that's the energy of me arising. That's how it shows up as a question and a need for an answer. And a need to get more information, because more information will give me a better shot at getting the right answer. And that's an endless journey.
You get the solutions to the problems if you know. That's what the me thinks. The more we know, then we can control and resolve it all.
Right, that's the journey of the me.
Yes.
But there's just this. And the journey of the me showing up like that is just this. Showing up as that journey and that energy and that feeling of needing to, somebody is me, like I'm me somehow. There's someone there, and I need to move with this energy of finding and getting the thing that's missing, the solution, the answer. That's the game. But there's just this. There's not another this. There's not another place that there's no one going from one place to another place. One place where there's not enough, and then another place where there's finally enough. That's just a story arising. And there's nothing to do with it, because there's nobody there, nobody in that story. This is what there is.
When has it not been this? Hasn't it always been this?
Hasn't it always been now?
It's always been this with me seeking. So it's all good.
Well, if you look at a baby, Don, a baby isn't seeking. A baby, we could say that language and understanding and knowledge haven't set up shop yet. So if you look at a baby, it doesn't have a story. It doesn't know what anything is, so it doesn't have a problem with anything.
Oh, except if it's hungry, it wants food.
Well, it still doesn't make it into a problem. It may cry, but crying's not a problem for the baby. It's just what's happening.
But me seeking and having problems is just what's happening. So that too is this.
Yes,
And
but
there's no problem.
well, there's no one there doing it.
Okay, there's no, it appears that it appears that way
Right.
to me, and that's not, but all that is not a problem. That is just everything as this.
That it's
So there-
everything. It's everything seeking.
Right. So
The problem arises when
it's
you
good.
think it shouldn't be. The problem is when you think it should be different.
but that can't be a problem either, because if I think it shouldn't be this way, that's everything that, everything this.
Yeah.
So there's no problem, right?
Oh, there isn't.
Any any last comments or questions before we close out this evening?
I just gotta say, it feels good, but there's something deep in me trying to get my attention, saying there's got to be a problem.
Yeah, no, yeah, there is a problem. There's a problem arising for Don, who is the object that's arising with the problem and the story of the problem. Don is a story, Don is an object. The problem is a story and an object. These are all, yeah, it's there, but there's no one, there's no Don there, except as the story. But there's no you. There's a problem, there's got to be a problem for you, but no, there's no problem for you. There's a problem in the story, yeah.
Yeah, thank you. No problem for me.
Can't be,
I'm not here.
can't be here.
You'll survive, no problem, Don. You'll sleep fine without the problem.
Do you have anything to add to that, Nkosi?
Well, yeah. There's no doer. There's no victim. It's just what's happening. So there's no one who has a problem. There's no one who's seeking. It's just what's happening. And it's going nowhere. So the story, what seems to be the story is okay, because there's nowhere to go. It's just what's happening. The story is beautiful. What seems to be the story? It's beautiful and it's okay. Yeah. Nothing is coming up for you.
No, it's beautiful.
Well, I just feel like adding the story could also be the story of meditating and practicing and getting closer to here and now. And that's beautiful too. You know, it could be a story of a problem, or it could be a story of meditating and being, making progress, getting closer to now. Yeah, they're all beautiful. And none of them are happening because there's just this.
And this is going nowhere. Thank you, everybody, so much to each and every one of you for coming. We so love and appreciate all of you. Nkosi, thank you so much, brother, for coming. Everybody have a great night. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.
You guys, good night.
Bye.
Right.
Bye.
Good night.